The Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the sham. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the sham. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. It's a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the sham.
Stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please have your attention?
No showtime. Are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready? Let's go.
I'm laughing at Dan's comment. Dan is too tired for any questions. He's just here for the community. That's how I feel this week, Dan.
Yeah, really, yes.
Well, hi, Paul. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Office Hours.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. We are here to answer questions and take you through some foundational Ecamm and streamer and video creator things. Mostly just here to hang out. And be able to spend time together. Paul's got an agenda, though, because Paul's more organized than me.
Kind of, sort of. No, if anybody has any questions about anything Ecamm-ish related, world related, whatever, post it in the comments and we'll answer it.
Yeah. Well, if you're North American, we're like approaching a holiday weekend, right? So Canadians have Canada Day on July 1st. Which Americans are like, Canada has a day? We do. Canada has a day. And Americans have the 4th of July coming up. So it's an exciting, or like right here, we're almost there, everyone. And Dan, who's tired, you're like right there on the cusp.
Yeah, it's I mean, the fact that 4th of July falls on a Tuesday makes it tough because, you get Saturday and Sunday off and then you have to work Monday and then you get Tuesday off. So I guess it's kind of sort of okay, but it kind of messes up the week.
Yeah. They just take the Monday off. Everyone should also have the Monday off. Just like roll into into a long week. That's what the school systems always do. And now they're closed during the summer. But if this was like a during the school year holiday, they'd be like, oh well, half day Friday and then all day off Monday and all day off Tuesday and half day Wednesday just to be safe. Like,
yeah, my company that I used to work for, they shut down for the week of 4th of July and then between Christmas and New Year every year. So that was always nice having that time off. But
Definitely. I'm not asking this question, Dan. Paul's going to be in real life with some of you soon. And he's got some slaps coming for you.
Yeah, I've already asked Katie about the cliffs in Amesbury. So.
Yep. How high are the cliffs in Amesbury? We'll find some cliffs. Lots of water around. Just saying. Lots of pools and bodies of water. Oh my goodness. Well, I know you wanted to talk today about streamer etiquette, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this because this is a big topic and one that everyone needs to know better. I think I need to know better.
It's come up a lot in conversations and stuff like that, and I mean, I still to this day, kind of make mistakes and kind of get caught in things. But I just kind of wanted to, Ecamm our community is getting bigger and bigger, and a lot of people don't understand the whole concept of the Ecamm fam and how we help each other and work with each other and support each other.
Yep.
Some people come into our community from other places where they aren't as friendly and uplifting as they should be.
Mhm.
So as members of this community, especially those of us that have been around for a while, it's kind of up to us to kind of nicely,
In our
gently,
Canadian voices, yeah.
yeah, help them understand how our community works. And then when we're in the streams and stuff like that, you know we have fun, we banter back and forth, we know each other, we say hi, we do all kinds of stuff, but sometimes you have to think about the stream that you're in.
Hmm.
So if we're in like one of the master classes or something like that, um, some of the hosts, not mentioning anybody's name that lives in Hawaii or anything like that, but some of the hosts can actually get squirreled by comments. So
Mm.
if you're trying to put together, kind of a master class or talking about something, and somebody posts a non-related topic into the stream, it can actually pull the host offline. Some of the hosts want to help you and answer your questions, but it then messes up kind of the stream. And if we're trying to repurpose it down the road or grab clips out of it, and something like that happens in the middle of it, it basically kind of wrecks, you know, because we can't repurpose it, because they're talking about creating this scene and doing all this, and all of a sudden now we're answering a question about which camera do I need or something like that. So
Yeah.
we need to be careful what we post in comments. And then one of the things that I've grown up with, sometimes people get their feelings hurt or something like that. What you think of me is none of my business, and you don't have to like me. I mean, because there are a lot of people out there I don't like. So I can't expect everybody to like me if I'm not going to like everybody myself. So, we just have to kind of be careful what we say, but we also kind of have to be a little watchful of how we react to certain things too.
Mhm.
Because somebody can say something to me and it will just hit me the wrong way, and I want to immediately start typing stuff. And I've learned over the years
Yeah.
that I need to like take my hands off the keyboard,
Hmm.
zip my mouth shut, and just stop and think for a second. And it's like, is this really going to destroy my life? I mean, is my world, is this going to blow up my world? It's like nobody died.
Yeah.
I grew up, what am I, 67 years old? I'm almost 68. I was a sissy from the time I was 5 years old. And back in those days, it was not a good thing to be called a sissy. It wasn't quite as
Oh.
acceptable as it is today. And so I've been called lots of names in between. And it's like, I've developed tough skin. Yeah, you can still crack into it, but you just have to kind of be careful how you react to stuff and how you respond to stuff too when people say stuff, because they may be having a bad day or something like that. Is it worth getting into a big discussion in chat? So we just kind of need to watch that, be careful. The other thing is kind of spamming,
Mm.
be careful, don't start self-promoting and bringing up topics that are unrelated. Again, it goes back to, keeping on topic with what's being talked about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like engage constructively, things like that. I mean, I'm open to any comments that the audience has about, what they think, anything about etiquette that, you found or, think should be brought up
Yeah.
or talked
No, I
about.
think I think those are all really good points. I think especially the questions, right? Like, so our community is phenomenal at having tons of questions, and which is great. Like like that's an engaged chat. Like we want that. We want to be able to answer questions. We love that people are like engaged enough that they have questions and are
Yes.
asking questions. And I struggle with this one a lot myself too, because like Doc and like others, like most of the people that are hosts of these shows, like we're bringing on experts, and we've thought about these kinds of shows to solve a problem that we know exists, in the kind of greater community, or we know that there's a question out there that we're trying to answer. But then we want to help, Doc's impulse for all of it is he wants to tell you what his favorite camera is. He wants to tell you what, and I'm the same way. And I think most of us are the same way. So please don't think that, I guess that, we've been trying to find ways to be a little bit more clear about that. I think the Flow has done a really good job with that, where it's, that show is about podcasting. We're talking about podcasting. We sometimes mention, video because it's a kind of the crossroads between podcasting and video and live streaming. But, we are very clear. You were really clear, Paul, throughout all of the, the moderation of it. If you have a question that's not podcast related, you can always ask that in the community. You can always ask that in Discord. We're all pretty accessible. You can email us directly. You can get in touch with us directly. We want to help. We want to answer that question. But that's why we create forums like this, where it's, we have office hours, we have the live demo, those kinds of places are entirely for questions, all kinds of different questions, and it's fine to answer there. And the other thing too, and actually I see one here popping up in the chat, so shout out and hi to Bill. These kinds of questions, Bill, are really hard for us to be able to answer on a live stream. I don't know the answer to this, and my gut reaction is to just be oh no, I can't help Bill out. I hate being I hate when the answer is just I can't help you. You need to talk to tech support. But this is actually a great question where I can't help you, and you probably do need to talk to tech support to get the best answer. Or that actually would be a really great one if you have an example or a video clip or something that you can share. That would be great in the Discord or in the Facebook community group to be able to see if anyone else is experiencing it. Because again, we want to solve these problems. If there's a bug with the app, we want to know as quickly as possible to get it solved. So we do, we do care, but I think we are such a amazing community that have so many questions that I'm 100% guilty of this too. And I'm Q: here's all my questions. But, yeah.
I do it all the time. And, in a situation with that question, there's a lot more things that, we probably need to find out a little bit more.
Yeah, we have follow-up questions on that one.
So that gets very hard in chat because now, even if the stream was going on, the moderators started going in and adding this thing. It's now this massive distraction going on in chat, which can also be another thing because it's taking the focus away of, like in a master class or something like that that's going on. It's pulling the attention away from what the person is trying to teach you. So, but like I said, I catch myself even now to the day where somebody will ask something and I will start answering. And then it's I have to slap myself on the back of the hand going no, 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 no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there's some good questions coming through now that I do want to answer. And we'll keep this conversation going as we're doing it. But have you started a moderator school? Paul's got lots of great videos on his channel all about moderating, but no school yet.
Not yet. I'm working on adding some more content. I've been kind of doing a bunch of other stuff. So I'm trying to figure out my work balance.
Your work balance, yeah. Your work and maestro balance. You need a work maestro balance.
Coming soon.
And there is another one. What's the best way to recruit moderators for your live streams?
Basically, look at the people in your community. If you're just starting out, grab a friend, somebody that you know and you trust, and bring them in as a moderator. But this is how I got involved. I was, I would be on Doc streams, and I was contributing and answering questions and doing stuff. And Doc made me a moderator, and then that kind of filtered over to Ecamm, making me a moderator on their side. I helped with a Leap event, and then became a moderator on their channel, and it's just kind of grown from that. But look to your community. Pick the people from your community. It does two things. It kind of encourages them. It's a feel good thing too for them, and it's showing people that you trust them. The thing too is, when you make somebody a moderator, it's not a lifetime achievement award. It's you can rescind it and take it back. If you find that they're not quite living up to your expectations, pull it back. But the other thing with that too is you need to set expectations with them as to how you want things to operate, because every stream is different. I mean, some streams, the language can get, colorful, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And there are other streams where, like Ecamm is a business. So what we say and what we do on the Ecamm channel is a little bit more contained than
Most of the
some other
time.
channels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
True.
we kind of slip, but so no, you have to set the expectations with your moderators as
There's
to
also
how you want your channel.
exactly. There's also different kinds of moderators too, which I think it's been a good learning experience for us at Ecamm. Like, over the last 4-ish years, we have people who are really phenomenal at helping in our Facebook group. We have people who like are really just want to be in the Discord space. We have people who really love to moderate live streams. We have people who don't at all want to moderate live streams. Like, so just because someone is, I guess, helpful in like one aspect, it's probably good to talk with. It's a very different experience, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, moderating a live stream than it is moderating in a community or or in a forum or in a different space where you do have a little bit more time and a little less structure, whereas you really need to be pretty structured and you have to be pretty fast, especially if you're in a busy stream, right? Like ours are not even like close to being as busy as some people out there where there could be, potentially thousands of people on a stream. And in that case, you want a team of moderators and you want people who really know how to work well together and can see through all of the noise, right? To be able to communicate back and forth with the host and support the host so that they know what the moderator is doing and the moderator knows, how to flag things and what to flag over. So it's a, like everything else, my new phrase is it's an iterative process. It's a process that we're all and it's always changing and we're all learning and growing, but being able to communicate it really clearly is super important.
And the other thing to keep in mind too is you want a team, because if you only have one moderator, there's a good chance that that moderator is not going to be on every one of your streams.
Yeah,
and so
especially if you're us.
if you have a stream and they're sick or they're on vacation or something,
Yeah.
you have no moderator. And now you're having to do everything. And that is a little, that's a whole nother learning curve to go through. It's dealing with comments and stuff going on. And, so, get a few people.
Yeah. I just want to follow up. Dan, it's all good. We're all learning together. There's no need to to worry about it. It is hard when it comes to questions, and especially because, and Doc and I are actually both guilty of this as well. Like we also like do a lot of streams where we call out all of you. Like a lot of you in the Ecamm fam are like friends of ours now, and we recognize you and we see you and we give you as like examples when we're doing streams. But sometimes we have to think as well, like if someone was brand new or had never heard of Ecamm before and was coming to do like, because they were drawn in by a class on XYZ topic that they discovered, like sometimes even us calling out, and being like, Paul, like, how's Maestro doing? And whatever else, like, that's probably fine. But us, giving like examples or being like, yesterday when we were all on this show together, like that could also make someone who's brand new feel like they've just like walked into like, a friend's house where they don't know anyone, or kind of like, oh, I wasn't invited here, right? And back at, so it's again, it's kind of a process. Like sometimes it is very easy to get, because it's such a vibrant community, to sort of sometimes forget that there are people that are brand new, or there are people maybe that have been here for a while that, haven't piped up, or like, they don't feel like they're ready to talk and say. So you have to kind of always remember that, there's always 10 of you who are incredible and are having all these amazing conversations, but then there's also probably 10 or 15 people who are either brand new, don't know, are afraid to say something. So we always want to make sure that those people feel as welcomed and as encouraged as everyone who's here on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of look at it as like when a stream starts. Like if you take, for example, an Ecamm stream, there's usually a countdown timer, and then there's kind of this introduction, saying hello to the family, checking in and all that stuff. I kind of look at that as, you've entered the classroom and the bell hasn't rung, so you're talking to your friends and all this other stuff. And then when the stream starts, that's now when we kind of are in our seats and kind of watching. And that's when things start to change. And again, it may take a little bit, but once it starts getting into where the content is being distributed, that's when we now need to be kind of, you know, listening and being careful with what we say and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you have to get to know the stream. I mean, it's like now Doc and I kid around, he kids with me all the time and stuff like that. And, that's just, it, it could be freaky for some people to start out, coming in, blind, like going, what the heck is going on here? But, it's like most people understand. It's like when I do a stream, it's not unusual to see this tail come across, and that's Maestro on the desk,
Yeah.
either like pet me or feed me. But, you need to get to know the stream before you do stuff. And one of the other things is we don't take attendance on streams.
Yeah.
So when you come onto a stream, whether you're 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's like, that's okay. You can be late. We have replays that are available immediately after. You can say hi, but it's not really necessary to tell us you're late. I mean, if you don't tell us, we'll never know, And if you come in late, you have to understand that there's a good chance that you missed something in the beginning. So a lot of times, if I've come into a stream late, I switch back to the beginning, and then I set it on, 1.5, 2 times speed, and I start catching up and listening to
catch
it
up,
quickly. And then I get into the part where I'm live again, and I know what's going on.
Yep.
But if you're going to be really late, as there's topics being said, there's a good chance that you're probably going to miss.
Yeah, good thing to keep in
what's
mind when you're
going
asking
on.
your questions, for sure. Yeah.
But
Well, I'm gonna say hi to a few more people here, since this is office hours and we can do whatever we want here.
yes, we
Well, hey to Doc, who's hanging out. Tatiana's here. We have Eric that popped in.
yeah, Eric.
I'm loving all the different comments. Johnny's here. It's office hour. What's up? We have Obs is hanging out as well. It's always great to see everyone. And there's lots going on at Ecamm, so I suppose we should cover maybe some of our foundational things as well. The Ecamm Calendar. Let me try to remember some of the big things that are happening. So next month, July, in like a couple of days, kicks off our Customer Appreciation Month. So if you're here, you get like first dibs at our announcement on that. But we'll be running all kinds of fun stuff throughout the month to show you how much we all love you guys. We have Building Blocks has moved from their usual 10 a.m. on Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern on Fridays time slot, to Wednesdays at 7 p.m. just for the summer, so that Paul can sleep in. Starting next week.
We
So
will
that
be
Paul
at
can
7
sleep
tomorrow
in.
morning.
Yeah. Tomorrow, same schedule, but it's going to go to a different schedule next week. We have filled all of the slots for Creator Camp. But if you're sitting here and you were like on the fence and you're now in complete and total tears laying on the floor, we have a little bit of a buffer. So if you still, we've kept the form open. So if you still are desperate to get in, we will make room for you.
If with Creator Camp, if something changes for somebody, something comes up, can they cancel and then somebody else can
Yep.
fill in? Like
They can
waitlist?
cancel. Yep. We lost. Val was supposed to come out, but her schedule changed, and so she needed to cancel. So yeah, we are more than happy to give refunds. We understand that that time changes, but we're also trying to make sure that we have everything we need for everyone. So we need a total head count, and we need to know like what your dietary restrictions and allergies and all that stuff are, so that everyone
told
stays
Val that-
safe, right?
I told Val she needed to convince Diana that she should make an appearance at Creator Camp.
I know. We're like, like we
Good
could make some updates to our music. we could get it going really well. I'm skipping ahead to a question at the bottom. Are there going to be any virtual events for Creator Camp? No. So this event is intentionally in person only.
Hands on.
Hands on. The reason for this is because this experience is much less about stage presentations and sessions and people presenting and talking to you, and much more about I want for all of you who attend to actually leave this experience with the connections you need to be successful. So absolutely, we'll be doing workshops, you'll be hands-on, you'll be learning, but I want you to be able to leave and be like, oh, I have a question about moderation. I'm going to follow up with Paul, and have Paul, know how to follow up easily with Paul. Or like, oh, I'm working on XYZ thing. I know that Tatiana also is doing that. She's in the same field. So I'll reach out to her directly and ask. Like, we want you to come out of this experience really knowing everyone, which is why we're doing it is a camp theme. Like, we are forcing everyone to spend time together and get to know each other better. And everything that we're doing is really hands-on. And so I think that's very difficult to capture in video. And I just think would be doing a disservice for us to have it as a digital offering, because you would feel left out. You would feel like you weren't actually part of it, that you were just watching something. So we do every year a LEAP event, and we plan on continuing that. And we obviously do a lot of, this year we've been doing a lot of like challenges and workshops and trainings and all of that. So hopefully you're loving those. We've been giving out certificates at the end of those. So we have some like fun gamification ideas later. So if you're holding some of those digital certificates, hang on to those, because we love a game. We love a contest. We love a giveaway. So hang on to those. I promise it's worth more. It's worth more than just the amazing knowledge you got. I think it'll be fun to see how many of you have all of these. So I think it'll be good.
It's worth more than the PDF it's printed on.
It's worth more than the PDF it's printed on. Okay. Dan says he's not been getting notified about demo mode pros. Oh no. All right. I'll have to check in on that. Yeah. Those episodes are pre-recorded, and I don't want to say go live. They show up.
Premiere.
Premiere. Yeah. Every Wednesday at, I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll double check. Maybe I have a setting that's turned off, Dan. That's totally possible.
And it could be the fact that they're premieres and they're not like live broadcasts. They just kind of drop.
They're not even premieres. They're just because premieres in YouTube.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Have to have like the expectation is that people are like watching and have the live chat, but they didn't really feel like they're not all that long. They're anywhere between like 5 minutes and 10 minutes. So it felt a little weird to like have everyone in the chat like excited and then be like, "What, done?" So we didn't set them up that way, but certainly, yeah, I will make sure that you find all of them. They should still be showing up in Discord. We have a section in Discord that has shows like when new videos are uploaded and when new videos are going live. So that's probably a little bit more obvious. And then, but yeah, I'll double check. It totally could be something on our end. So, hang on one second. I'm seeing questions come through. New word, gamification. Not my word. I think it predates me, but maybe I'm using it wrong too. Who knows? Yes, there will be a new video that will come up for you. So we are going to record like fun behind the scenes and stuff at Creator Camp to just make you feel all bad that you didn't show up. That's the goal for all of that.
I'm going to shove FOMO in your face.
Yeah, we're going to shove all the FOMO in your face.
Nicely.
All right. Since Paul is here, am I allowed to tell him about my one request with that meeting we had for him? I'm putting you on the spot. Sure. I've been doing 9 million things at once for the last 4 or 5 days, so I don't really know exactly what you mean, but you're welcome to share. I'm not good at keeping secrets. Everyone watching, I'm not good at keeping secrets, so never give me your secrets. I'm not the right person to give secrets to.
She hasn't said anything.
So Doc is correct. So the Creator Camp list is currently sitting at about 102 or so. But that does include people who have not made their final payment. So in addition to having like a little bit of a buffer, everyone who has not yet paid, you're in that like danger zone. So get your payment in, or, let us know if you need more time so we don't bump you off the list. That is absolutely true. Yeah. So we can tell you, Paul, that, Dan and I have been working on some coffee. So we're exploring some different coffee vendors for Ecamm Coffee. So I'm excited about that. And Dan has been like making fun of me for how small all of our mugs are. So I have some big ideas for Dan as well. Some big ideas. Some more coffee fun things coming for all of our
big
coffee
mug
addicts. And I will say, if you've been like totally part of the Ecamm fam and geeking out with all of us, so the studio space here for those of you who have been on this journey with us, as we finished this whole space. So like everything you see kind of behind, Doc worked like super hard to paint this wall. We built we brought in a bunch of new furniture, and we have like all the tech and gear mostly down. We have some tech updates to make, but generally down, and we have, everything looking really good. But like everything that way that you can't see on camera is a hot mess. Like it's stuff everywhere and chaos and crazy and not the right thing. So we are going to finish this whole office space so that when everyone shows up for Creator Camp, it looks like as cool and awesome as you imagine it looks, but it doesn't actually. So lots of updates and fun stuff coming there as well, because we have like just the craziest things.
All of us at Stream have what's known as the cone of cleanliness.
The cone of it's in here. And it's like ridiculous is that I've been forcing Ken and Glenn to bring in like things that they love and that like represent them to build out like the office space so that we have some personality in here. So outside this door over here, there is, I will send a photo and post it in the group. There's just like tons of old Apple computers in like a pile and weird like old video cameras that like just a whole collection of them. And then a few weeks ago, someone figured out how to get one of the old computers running again. And so now we've been playing Oregon Trail on one of the old computers out there. So it is becoming more and more geeky as the days go by here. And we also have like this very like wonderful photo of Steve Jobs hanging on the wall, but he's like this. And it's very high up, so it like could be a shrine. Maybe we'll build a shrine out that way. Everything is getting a little bit crazy over here, but I promise to share in the experience with all of you, so you can see how ridiculous it is.
I live in Palo Alto, and close by us, it used to be an old SGI building, but it's now the Computer Museum, and it sounds like you could
that would be fun. Yeah,
an East Coast Computer Museum.
We could have an East Coast Computer Museum. I was all distraught because down the hall are two. This whole floor in this building is all Ken-related businesses. So the other two spaces are Code and Circuit, which is a nonprofit coding school and technology school for kids that Ken founded, and there's always something crazy and ridiculous going on there. But they like their office spaces, their like classroom spaces are so cool, like as cool as ever. So I was like, all of the cool stuff is down the hall. We need to pull some of the cool. They have like a whole Apple wall, and they have like, all kinds of really amazing cool stuff. So my goal is to make our spaces as fun as that space is. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Trying to get as cool as Paul's space and Doc's space. I'm working my way up there.
Mine looks better at night.
You're much better at what?
I said mine looks much better at night when it's darker. And
yeah, it's true. The lights do that. Definitely look better. I'm forcing everyone to proactively work together. That's me. I'm the like nicely convincing people to be friends. All right, scrolling through here to make sure I don't miss anything. Ecamm coffee. Yes. So Dan also asked, which we're working on, to have like special limited edition coffees, Paul. So get ready to have a crazy limited edition coffee. Oh my goodness, it's too crazy. Where lives the flying pig behind Katie, Ken, or Glenn? What flying pig? Do I have one?
I think it meant pig.
Oh,
the pig in front of the live.
This guy. This is because Ken loves Home Goods. So every time Ken goes to Home Goods, he finds all kinds of amazing things that I never find when I go to Home Goods. Like he comes back with the coolest possible things, and then flying pigs. So that's Ken. That's all Ken. Ooh, Bill, you'll have to send us photos of your lab. I would love to see that.
Well, and that just proves that the next release of Ecamm will be when pigs fly, and there's a flying pig. So it's coming soon.
Yeah, we're all good. We've hit that. Yeah, we've hit that flying pig. I love it when pigs fly. I was saying to Paul too that for those of you who are hanging out and coming to Creator Camp, the Code and Circuit space down the hall has a Boston Dynamics Spot robot. If you don't know what that is, you should definitely Google search it and check out some videos of it. But our incredible intern, Will, who is so much smarter than the rest of us, has figured out all kinds of amazing ways to program this robot to do all sorts of ridiculous things. And it never ceases to amaze me. So as we're talking in the background, which Paul tells me you can't hear, but all I hear is like thump, 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 because this dog is like walking all through these classrooms. Entertaining and delighting, and probably to some extent scaring children as it goes. It now has like an awesome voice called Rachel that it says all kinds of delightful things with. So it's absolutely it's just too funny for words. All right, Bill wants to know PTZ cams. Any suggestions? I'm obsessed with Insta360's Link camera. Yep. It's Doc's fault. Yep. I went to NAB and I was just like, here's all of my money. I want all the Insta thing. I brought back in, like, so we have, Sony mirrorless cameras here in the Amesbury space. And I had been bringing one or both of those back and forth between like my home office and here, and they're all over I brought everything back in here, and I use still the Sonys here in the office, but for at home, when I'm working at home or streaming from home, personally and professionally, I only use the Link. It's so small. The quality is amazing. It's really fun to play with. It's just like, it's awesome. It's like this big. It's just incredible. So yeah, that would be my vote. Again, I can't, Bill's asking the difference between Ozbot and Insta. Doc can probably speak a little bit more to this than I can. We looked at the Ozbot when we were at NAB, and it's also, the Ozbot Tiny is really cool. It's a really cool camera. I don't know. I just like the Insta, and it works really well for me.
Yeah, the Insta is 4K, has a really good picture. And I think I may be wrong on this, but I think the new Ozbot, the newest one that just came out, I think that's 4K too. But yeah, Doc is better versed in that arena.
Yeah. When is the next Ken and Glenn show? Also a good question. Summertime here at Ecamm, the team has summer hours, and so there's like always someone out at some point. So definitely July. I know we missed June, so that means we have 6 Gold Mug Club winners coming up in July. So get ready. Hopefully I'm looking at probably mid-July. I just need to double check their schedules. It's remarkably difficult to get them in a room together. It's just weird, but and ready to go for a stream. So coming soon. That one's on me. It's my fault for bad planning.
Have to tie them down for a little bit.
Ken loves to do the live streams, and Glenn is like much more like me, where it has to like be perfect. So like he needs time and notice, and he doesn't live in Amesbury, so he has to come in a little bit to get into this space. But can I trade my gold mug for a bigger one? You're breaking my heart, Dan. We'll see.
I'll send you a shipping label. You can send it back.
Oh my gosh, yeah, too funny. And if you're watching and you're like, what the heck is a gold mug club? This is the new Ecamm Awards that we do. Yeah, I have them. Yeah, so if you want a gold mug, they're real shiny. They look good on camera because they're so shiny. But yeah, we give 3 of those out every month to people who are just showing up and being awesome and representing the Ecamm fam. Yeah, but we do need bigger versions of it because people like me and Dan, this is like, I just keep refilling this over and over again. And this is actually like a standard size mug, so it's just us being crazy.
Yeah.
When it looks small in my hands, I have big hands. This is something you may not know about me. My gosh.
I'll have Maestro hold it. It'll look big then.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to cover today. This is just a fun chill section. We do have espresso mugs, Eric, so we have those. We actually have, I think, 2 different versions of them. I'm really bad. I always forget about espresso because I just drink a lot. Oh wow, Paul has it on display. One of my goals for updating the office space is that we have all these awesome mugs, and we have just generations of mugs at this point. mostly because we're all crazy addicted to coffee. But so I want to do like a really fun like mug, like Ecamm mug display wall, so you can actually like see all of the different like ones that we don't have anymore, ones that were exclusive, all the ones we've done for like the Leap events, the travel mugs, everything. So yeah, we have a voucher code somewhere. Yeah, use it. Get a couple of espresso cups.
Yeah, if you don't use your voucher code within 90 days, I use it.
We can just give them all to Paul. We're like, well, over to Paul.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hold on a moment. Yeah, they don't expire. You're good to go. But Eric, I will say, if you hold on, it's conceivable that during the month of July, in where we are doing customer appreciation, that many of the things on that site will go up for sale. So if you hang on for a couple days, you might see some cool exclusive things pop up on the merch site, and you might see some amazing deals and bundles and all of that. So I think that would be good. No, Eric says no.
See, Katie said she couldn't keep secrets.
I know. I told you I couldn't keep secrets. Like I'm an easy mark. If you want to know what's going on at Ecamm, don't directly ask me, because I will directly tell you. All right, Dan wants to know, is there an ability to go over ideal desks for streamers? This is a really good question. What does your desk look like, Paul?
Mine is, I got it from Amazon. It can be a stand-up. It's powered to raise up and down.
Yep.
But yeah, I really like it. The only thing I wish I'd gotten a bigger one, but yeah, it's mine. Like I said, I can adjust the height as needed, and it's just a simple desk, and I've got everything clamped to it. I mean, all my monitors clamped to it, my teleprompter with my camera clamped to it, my lights, except for one light, are clamped to it. So it's done pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if there is like an ideal. I really like, so here in this space, we actually have a round table. And I got this round table because in my head I was like, well, we're going to just do mostly testing. And then if we're not doing testing, we're doing the monthly Q&A. And I was like, oh, it would be really cool to have it like, feel like, both the guys have coffee and it's like a round table feel. And, and it could feel very like conversational and fun. So I got it and I put it in, and we never do that because typically Ken and Glenn like want to sit next to each other, and they want it to be like closely zoomed in because they're looking at their computer and they're trying to make sure that they can see your question. So it never really worked out for that reason. And actually, it's not the best for even these streams because it forces the camera to be pretty far away from me. So I've been trying to to think that through, and we have a couple of tables probably similar to yours, Paul, that are they can convert between standing and sitting desks. So we could certainly use one of those and set up a different station or different places. And then we have, other spaces too, where we could easily set up a camera to move back and forth or set up a different place. So yeah, I guess it depends on like how big your space is, how you're using it, and what are all of the different pieces of gear you're using. Like if like Paul, you have a lot of these different things, clamping them is probably a good idea so that you have still room on the desk if you need to write or do something else with your desk. Like, is your desk only for streaming, or are you doing something else with it?
I use it for other things, but I mean, I have a very small apartment too. So, I mean, I have a C-stand, which I'm going to get rid of and replace it with a Varipole because the C-stand takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
But I can't have stands on the floor and stuff because, I will kill myself tripping over them.
Don't do that.
So that's why everything has to attach to the desk, or I've expanded into Varipoles at this point. But a desk is kind of like a camera and a lens. It depends upon your space. It depends on what you want to use it for, and the things that you want to do. So you can't give a generic answer to it. It kind of depends on, some people need a horseshoe desk. Some people need a curved desk. So it all depends upon what you're trying to do. And what you've got to work with.
Yeah, and your size, Dan is saying like he's got a lot of stuff like on a small desk. So yeah, you might have to think that through. I have this like L-shaped wooden desk that was a gift, and it was like custom built for me, and I absolutely love it. It is like probably the least practical desk for streaming because it like tucks into the wall, right? So like it wants to be up against the wall. It's L-shaped. So I can't which is why the InstaLink camera has been so helpful for me, because I can connect that to the top of my laptop, push that to the back of the wall, and kind of adjust myself that way for streams, and then, and get the look that I want. Is that ideal for, if I was doing, I don't know. Yeah, I guess if I was doing a different kind of stream, that wouldn't work out that way. But I don't want to change that desk, because I also use it for like craft projects and writing, and like that. It's in kind of this multifunctional craft office space. So for me, I want to be able at the end, like once I'm done a stream, to put everything away, or to have it pushed back against like the edges of the desk so that I can actually use the desk for other things. So yeah, thinking through some of that, I think, is really, really helpful.
Yeah. And that's like with me, I have 3 monitors plus a teleprompter. So I have I have 2 minis that are running, 2 monitors, which I consider my main, run 2 of the monitors, and then I have a second mini that runs the monitor up above me, and I have an Insta 360 link up there, and that becomes my downward camera. If I'm doing something on my desk that I want to show, I use that to kind of bring in what's happening with my hands. But it's just everybody's a little different, what you need and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm loving everyone sharing their stories in the community space, and maybe less so in the Discord, although certainly you could all post these in the Discord. Like we've done over the years lots of asks for people to show off their studio spaces and their desks and their spaces. And some people, like have the most like incredible, way bigger and more impressive than anything that we have here. And then some people are creating really amazing content with, again, like similar to me, where it's like I literally just have my laptop. I don't have extra screens at home. I don't have I'm plugging in a Shure MV7 microphone by USB directly into my computer. The InstaLink is plugged in by USB directly into my computer, and I have headphones, and like that's basically it. I'm not using a Stream Deck. I'm not using like any of those other tools, because of the space that I'm in and of the content that I'm creating when I'm at home. And I know I can come in here, have more flexibility and options here for what I'm able to do. So you have to, think through a lot of that, because I think it really does matter. All right, we're getting to the end of our hour, but so a couple more. If you have any other questions, throw them in now. But Martin says, go ahead.
Somebody said, Pushing Pixel said, have you moved off Facebook to Discord? And we have Facebook and we have Discord.
We have both,
We have both, and we operate in both. Mm-hmm. Some people like Discord, some people like Facebook, and there's things that you can do in one that you can't do in the other and stuff like that. So, that's kind of, Discord is a lot more focused and easier to find stuff, that's posted than Facebook is. So, we have both things, and you can pick the platform that which platform you want to go to, and you can talk to both of them. It's like, up to you.
Up to you, exactly.
You have options.
Totally up to you. Great question. And Martin asks, do we have any groups for Ecamm folk who have similar use cases? This is a great follow-up to what Paula just said, because this has always been incredibly difficult in Facebook. There's no way in our one Facebook group to be able to segment out those groups. And it's completely unmanageable for a team our size to be able to open up all these new groups. We tested and tried a little bit. So if you look on Facebook, there's an Ecamm for Educators. There's a couple different Spanish language groups. There's a church live streaming one. Some of them we started and handed off. Some of them were started by Ecamm customers. They're all fantastic communities, but they are not official in the sense that we are not active in them, and we as an internal team are not providing information and updates there. So they're self-run spaces, which is great.
Yeah. And they're all separate Facebook groups.
They're all separate groups, right? So then you have to kind of go with intention into each of those groups. Discord does have those separate spaces within our one Ecamm community Discord. So it is a little bit easier there. And if there is one that you want us to add into the Discord that, you want to take ownership over, or, you just think is missing, we're happy to add those in. I know Rabbi David has done a really good job in fostering all of the faith leaders in the Discord space. And he does a monthly Zoom call with all of them to help with that group and in that space. So we're thrilled for people to, and happy to support that. And I think Discord has made it just significantly easier to do that than Facebook has. Facebook is constantly like seeming like it's going to be fine, and then kind of gets a little dicey.
Facebook is a nightmare.
Facebook is a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, see, I travel full time, so I'm working on a mobile video recording. Yeah, I just finally got, and Doc's been telling me to do this for years, and I've been ignoring him, and that was a stupid mistake. Doc, #Doc is always right. I finally got a Pelican travel case because I was like the idiot going through every single one of these airports for all of the events we were going to with like, a older suitcase that was like, packed with things that were wrapped up in, bubble wrap and I was constantly having to like break down our set to bring these things to different spaces. So my goal for the end of this year is to have like my one, maybe I'll even get a couple of them, but to have like a kit that is like closed that we only use when we're going to events. So it's like, grab that bag, whoever's going to the event, that's the one that you're taking. And then, and then not having to spend weeks afterwards, taking everything down or making things that we have in the office that are meant to be in the office work on location. Like maybe it doesn't make sense for us to bring, like all of the stuff that's here or the size of cameras and lights and whatever we have here. We need to be constantly thinking about that, for the use case that it works. So tell them again, Kate. #Doc is always right. Yeah. Well, actually, I should give also props to Glenn because I was like, I like this Pelican case. And he was like, get the orange one. I was like, all right, I'll get the orange one. And then when it came off onto the baggage area, I was like, oh yeah, I can see now why the orange one makes it much, much easier. Oh, sorry. Yes, we can add the link to Discord. So it's the link to Discord is, you got it, Paul? Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess before we sign off, here are a couple of things. I didn't have my usual screen sharing that we normally do this time around, but if you need any kind of technical help, you want to talk to the tech support team, something is going wrong, you think it has to do with Ecamm, you're not sure, you're trying to anything that's not advice, please send all of those things through to our tech support team. And the best way to get a hold of them and get in touch with them is to go to ecamm.com and then click on the orange bubble in the lower right hand corner. That'll open up a chat and we'll open a ticket for you. We'll get you started. They will take it to the correct person to get that problem solved as quickly as possible. And it's super helpful for us in case something is wrong with the app or in case there's a bug. So that is the absolute first place to go for that. If you have any kinds of questions, you want to see people's setups, you want to share your setup, you're really proud of something, you want to get to know people better, you want to get advice on something, you want to talk gear, all of that is welcome in the Discord, in the community spaces, in these kinds of chats. Please, absolutely share all of that. If you want to help other people, someone is like, oh, I can't figure out what this is, I don't know if it's Ecamm or not, also welcome in those shared spaces. Yep. We have support articles.
Yeah, the one thing in Facebook, if you're looking for help and you post a video, we ask that you post the actual video and not a link to YouTube. But if you post in Facebook asking for help, please clarify what you're doing, what the post is.
Give us some information, yeah.
If you just throw a video in there, you probably have a 99% chance that it's going to suddenly disappear. Because we try to, keep the environment helpful, and we don't allow posting of off the wall topics and stuff like that. We try to keep it focused. So
etiquette. We're full circle.
Right, exactly. We've come back.
Yeah, articles. If you want to look up a particular feature or how something works, or you're not quite sure how it goes in Ecamm, or you can find all of that support.ecamm.com. If you want the full guide, literally a step-by-step of exactly how to use every single feature and tool within Ecamm, all searchable, learn.ecamm.com. If you want to watch videos and flow through the videos in a logical format, videos.ecamm.com. And everything else, 99.9% of our videos are here on our YouTube, and all of our live streams are here on our YouTube. So if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you are likely to get all of the notifications and everything you need to know about any of our shows. I think that's where everything is, in case you need to know everything. We're trying to simplify it, but...
Yep. The support.ecamm.site is really great, because if you're having problems with a cam link. Just go there and type in cam link, and you'll get support documents talking about those things.
Yeah,
And
the
if you
team
see a
does a lot of
support
work there.
document that doesn't make sense to you or something like that, let us know. And we'll look at updating it. We're
Yeah.
kind of in the process of going through and reassessing a lot of the documents and videos and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Awesome. We did it. Paul, we're
Yay.
amazing.
we got done before Marshall started.
Yeah, we got all the way through. Yeah, if you want to hang out longer, Marshall is up next. He is incredible, and he's always, I've been loving he's been doing a series lately. I think he wrapped up. I don't think it's on today, but go back and watch some of the episodes, because he was literally like doing just live design work and branding work for people, and it's just so fascinating watching how like a professional designer approaches thinking through how to brand for video and how to pull some of that into your video and to your live streams. So it was absolutely amazing.
He pops those in every once in a while, and he basically picks somebody from the live audience to create a brand or do something, to design something. He created a whole series of scenes and stuff for me. Obs, he created a new not emoji, but a new
was so
logo,
like illustration. That one was absolutely amazing. I was like, oh my goodness, it's just absolutely amazing. So we do these shows for you all to help in various aspects, and to show you some of the like amazing things that people are doing, to give you ideas. So please take advantage and let us know if there's anything we're missing. But hey Bill, right back at you. Thanks so much for hanging out and contributing. Eden didn't know where our support docs are, so we win. We go. Now Eden knows where to find everything. Obs is rocking her. There it is.
What we're here for.
There's her graphic in her not emoji. My mind is gone. In her icon. What's the word? What's the word for it, Paul?
I know I'm having the same problem.
It's fine. We see it. Look at how beautiful it is. The neon green is like absolutely my favorite. Well, thank you. Hopefully everyone has an absolutely amazing weekend. Happy, I am out for the next couple of days. So happy Canada Day. Happy 4th of July. Happy summer. Happy. Hope the weather is incredible and everyone gets some time to step away from your computers for a little bit and do things that are a little bit tactile and tangible too. It's nice to get outside and hang out with people.
The country is dry, so be careful with your fireworks.
Yes, please. Yes. Yeah. Maybe don't do fireworks. Maybe do like I don't know,
watch
light shows. Yeah. Take your computer outside and watch past fireworks on your computer, but then put that aside and hang out with people and spend time with everyone. Ice cream. Have lots of ice cream. Doc is right. Yeah. Doc and I are all about the ice cream. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. And we'll be back in about a month for the next office hours. But if you need anything in the in-between, find us in the community, ask us questions, hang out in Discord. We'd be happy to see you all soon.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Paul.
Bye.